Hello guys, and welcome back to Path of Exile 2. Today I will explain my build, how it works, and everything that I'm using right now. So first of all, I'm gonna show you my abilities. I am using Greater Lightning Bolt from my amulet. This lightning bolts, I'm using this support gems just for the damage. Concentrated effect, then spell echo, elemental focus, and considered casting. It increased damage from 200,000 to about 370,000 damage, which is crazy. Next is a regular spark. I'm using it for mapping and to trigger critical hits. If you want to see the stats, let me show you the stats. It has around 50% of critical hit chance and 435% critical damage bonus. And this, I think this is enough to trigger lightning. So, to make it work, I'm using acceleration for more projectile speed, blind to blind enemies, so they cannot hit me. Spark skill have less cost. I'm using it just because I'm using level 20 of Spark, and it's cost 93 mana per use, you know, so you can change it to whatever you want if you are using less expensive Spark. Next one is Fork to pierce enemies, and the last one for projectile duration, persistence. Also, I'm using Orb of Storms to trigger critical hits more often and in bigger area. And for bosses, it's also pretty useful. I'm using Lightning Exposure, Strip Away, Overabundance, and Piercing Current. The last one you can change to whatever you want, actually. That doesn't need anything. And I will show it also on the website, so you can check on the... So you can check it on the link below. Next one is a Soul Offering. I'm using it with a Skeletal Cleric minion, because actually it can increase my damage a lot. As you can see, it increase spell damage by 38%. And let me show you too how it works. I have passively this minion, which cost 20 spirit. Now I can use a Soul Offering to it. It will increase my damage for about 10 seconds. And my damage now strike to 500,000 from Lightning Bolt. And I can use it every time when it expires. Basically, you want to have two minions, but I do not have enough spirit right now. I need to change helmet. I'll explain it to you later. So, next one is Archmage passive. For increased damage. It increased damage for 100% from mana. And I'm giving it Lightning Mastery to increase it to level 20. You want to all of the skill gems to be upgraded to 20% by these prisms. So try to upgrade everything that you can. It will increase your damage and it will make it work better. Crossbow I'm using just because I need it for Sahima's Trial, and it can actually cause tons of damage for bosses if it strikes critical. But you don't really need that. You can change it. For this wall I'm using Magnified Effect for more area. Font of Mana to restore my mana, and Spell Cascade to have at least few patches of it. And that's all for the spells, not too much. Next one. Let's talk about my set. I am using this wand. Basically, for wand, you want to get as much spell and lightning damage as possible for the spark and other lightning abilities. It is also necessary to have as much mana as you could afford, and level of lightning spell damage also useful. I changed it into critical because I'm using Choir of the Stormjade Amulet, so you also want to have a in perfect condition 1000% of critical spell chance and 30% of critical spell damage bonus. But it's pretty expensive. I cannot afford it right now. I am using this stuff just because I need Sigil of Power. This skill can allow you to strike your damage even higher. Basically, you need to do something like that, then change weapon set, charge it into 4 slots. Done. Now you're using Soul Offering, and your damage strikes to 800,000. You can prepare it for bosses and deal incredible amount of damage. Next, I'm using Dream Fragments, but if you cannot afford it right now, you can use any ring, which will has a lot of mana and mana regeneration rate for the beginning. Because as much mana regeneration rate you have, the more survivability you have. Choir of the Stormjade Amulet. Well, it's pretty simple for everything. And I am using Careful Assessing to reduce critical damage bonus and increase critical hit chance to 50% more. You can change its in Stealing, so it's up to you. Next is the Boots. Trampled or Trimmed Graves. This Boots is pretty useful to deal damage with my amulet, because 30% of overkill damage to enemies will be dealt to enemies within 2 meters around the target. And this can help you to clear the maps more easily and faster. Next one, I'm using Ingenuity Belt to increase bonus from my equipped rings. I have like 77% right now. Later I will try to get at least 90 or even higher if it's possible. And for the other slots. So for glows, you will need also mana, intelligence, and resistance to stack it to maximum. Yeah, energy shield we are transferring into mana, so the more energy shield you have, the more mana you will get. Next one is body armor. Body armor is necessary. I have like 36 spirit right now, so I need to change it into 40. I will change it later, because right now it's too expensive for me. In perfect conditions, you need to get Expert Cat Raiment to increase mana regeneration rate even here. So all you need just Spirit, Intelligence, and the resistances you need. Next one is a helmet. For helmet, I need to take critical hit chance. Also, you can try to get rarity of items, but most needed stuff is energy shield, mana, and critical hit chance with resistances. And the last one is a Mahuk Subtle Machination Omen Quest Shield, which increase effect of socketed soul cores. You also need to put increase maximum mana, because right now I have like 600% increase. It allows me to increase my mana about 42%, if I'm not mistaken. Next one, I am using Molten Maelstrom. It's not that expensive, you can afford it, I think. It costs around 6 divs. And this is crazy bot, because it allows you to restore your mana instantly from 0 to maximum. When you are close to death, you can just press it and restore all the mana. Next one is just an ultimate light flask. Maybe later I will change it into the unique one, but for the charm, I'm using stone charm or golden charm. It's up to you to choose what you need. You don't need like anti-freeze charm, because I'm using dream fragments, so I cannot be stunned or chilled. Next, about the passives. Passive tree you can find on the website right here. So I'm using Scouring Wings for Ascension. Explodes will lower the affected resistance by additional 20%. Next, I'm using Strike Twice. Target can be affected by 2 of the shocks at the same time. I think I can change it, because I don't really need that right now. I'm using critical chances, so I will think about changing it stuff. Next, I'm using increased mana, of course. Hurricane Surge. And so 1% effect of Hurricane Surge on your per 15 mana. That's perfect. Okay, I will check how can I change it. Skill tree. Basically, on the skill tree, you need to get as much critical chance as possible. I use everything that I have. Here, I'm not using like electric amplification. Yes, I don't need that. With critical chance, I have everything right here. For additional intelligence and damage, this one also. You can choose it or not. Oh, we have it right here. Oh, okay. So a few more cards, and we can increase my critical chance even more. A few more level ups needed. The main socket is over here. I am using this Timeless Diamond for increased mana. 1% mana for small sockets. It allowed me to get like 1, 2, maybe 10% for increased mana at all. Later I will change this against the Darkness Timeless Diamond to maximum mana and increase intelligence for notable skill passives to increase my intelligence even more using these two stats right here. About the jewelry. All of the jewels I choose to take increased critical hit chance for spells and increased critical damage for spells. Ideally, you also need to have elemental damage. Almost all of these jewels needed sapphires. One sapphire you will need to have recover 2% of mana and kill. Or 1% on 2 jewels. It is really necessary. Without it, you will die instantly on the maps. It will allow you to have a full mana almost every time. So, Mind Over Matter. All damage taken from mana. That's must-have stuff. And over here, Eldritch Battery. Converts all Eldritch Shield to mana. You can also take Chaos Inoculation. It will allow you to ignore chaos damage, but your maximum life will become 1. I think that right now it is bugged, because usually when I have 1 life, even with full mana, some bosses killed me. That's not really fair, so I'm not using it right now. So how does it play? You just spam your attack button at least for half a second, not to decrease your movement speed, because if you hold it, you will move like that. Next, for bosses, you just place 2 Orb of Storms, Sickle of Power if needed. Grab your Soul Offering, take Immunia, and then attack. That will allow you to kill bosses instantly. And yes, the last one, my stats. Right now I have Fire Resistance 70%, Cold Resistance 70-80%, and Lightning Resistance 92%. That allow me to clear the map pretty easily, without taking any damage, and survive on hard bosses as well. The one thing I cannot take right now is actually Simulacrum T4. As for my Atlas passives, I will show you it like this. I beat like T3 Simulacrum. That was really hard, but I take it. I did it. For the king, I not usually met the king, the audience with the king, so don't have it. I don't have like T4 stats. As for Breach, of course everything beaten. The Breach is so easy. I showed it before, so you can check my previous videos. And the Arbiter. One more left. T4 Arbiter is waiting for me. I just looking to get last Citadel. Few more fragments needed. Actually met the Arbiter. And guys, that's pretty much everything that I have. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye. Peace.